Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate. This is Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, and today I am coming at you with a WIP Chat. I'm working on Here for the Food by Mrs. Butter D from Diamond Art Club. And I have a Muni Made tray here. And then my pen is from C'est Plus Beau Autour. It's really pretty, and it smells a bit like cinnamon, which is perfect for the theme of this kit. Also perfect for the theme of this kit is the wax I'm about to put in it, which is Cereal Marshmallow from Creations Morin. And then I have this Not Your Mama's Mud in the scent Unicorn Dreams. So I'm going to get started getting those things ready. How was your week, everybody? Can't believe it's Sunday already. Well, for me, it's Saturday night, which is close enough. It's actually about 10:30 right now, and everybody else in the house is either asleep or at least in their room and quiet. I did try to film this a couple of times earlier today, and it just didn't quite work out. My husband was playing copyrighted music very loudly in the living room, and you could definitely hear it in my office. So that wasn't working so well. And my stepdaughter is visiting this week. And so we've been doing a lot together. And so yeah, this is my first chance to film, and I'm excited to sit down and do some diamond painting with you guys. I have been doing a lot of diamond painting lately in the evenings. Just after I've gotten done with work, I've had extra time and have been using it to try and make some more progress on some of my diamond paintings. So I finished the whole border, outside border of this one, and now I'm starting to come in and work on the inner parts, and I'm excited. So I hope you guys have had a good week and gotten a lot of diamond painting done. If you want to, let me know in the comments what diamond painting you're currently working on, or if you have multiple WIPs, maybe let me know which one you've worked on most this week. I think this is the one I've actually worked on the most this week because I have rolled it several times on my little spinny wheel. This one or Rose Library. I've done 4 sections on Rose Library this week, I think. And I don't remember how many on this one, but it's probably about the same. So yeah, my stepdaughter got in on her plane Friday evening, and my husband went to pick her up at the airport. And we've just been hanging out, and it's always too short of a visit when she comes for just a weekend visit. She lives a few states away, so we don't get to see her very often. And so when she's here, we do try to make the most of it, pack a lot into a short period of time. She and Casey went on like an hour-long walk today and gathered a bunch of fun things and had a good time together, which is nice. Their relationship has been kind of back and forth since they were kids. Sometimes they love spending time together, and other times they won't talk to each other. So I guess that's a sibling thing, but I'm glad that this weekend it's been pretty calm and quiet on that front. As they get older, I'm hoping they form kind of a, lasting relationship. It's hard when they haven't lived together their whole lives or even lived close in the past few years. So I just hope that they can be friends throughout their lives and continue to see each other when they're older. I have family on my side that I just never see, and it makes me a bit sad. I see my dad most often because he lives here in our town, and he's interested in being a part of our lives and seeing us. But like the rest of my family doesn't get together very much, and they're kind of spread out, so I don't get to see them very often. And that's like my dad's side. And then my mom's side, I probably see even less. So my mom lives in California, and my sister also lives in California. That's my half sister, not my dad's daughter, but my mom's daughter. And I have some nieces that I don't get to see very often. They do once in a while. They've been driving through town and stopped to visit, and that was really nice to just be able to see them. And sometimes when I've been in California, I've been able to see them, but it isn't often. And then I have my mom's sister, my aunt. We kind of don't get along as much anymore. We had a few discussions where I felt very patronized by her, like she wasn't respecting that I was an adult with my own opinions, and that I came by those opinions for good reasons. So I don't talk to her very much. And she used to live in California also, but she has moved to Minnesota to be close to my grandma, who has stage 4 breast cancer for the second time in her life. And she actually turned 85 yesterday. And I tried calling her because my aunt had previously told me that my grandma refuses to text. So I tried calling her when I woke up, and she texted me as I was going to voicemail. She texted me and asked if she could call later. So yeah, she does text sometimes. And I said sure. And then she never called me back. So I don't know, at some point I kind of feel like, because the same thing happened last year. I called her on her birthday last year, and she was in the middle of something, and we talked for a second. That time she answered. We talked for a second, and then she said, "Oh, can I call you later on? I'm doing something right now." And I said, "Sure." And she didn't call me back that time either. And then it's been a year, and she hasn't really talked to me at all in that entire time, and I haven't talked to her. So I don't know, at some point it's like, how much do they really want to have a relationship with you, you know? And so, I don't know. I did my part. I called on her birthday. I hope she had a happy one. And yeah, they live in Minnesota, so I definitely don't see them very often. It's just a little bit sad sometimes. I wish I had, I've always kind of wanted like a big family, and some of those crazy family get-togethers where there's people all over the place and it's loud and everybody's having a good time and stuff like that. And we did get close in the days when I was younger, and when my grandma on my dad's side was alive. We kind of did a lot more family stuff back then. We had lived a lot closer back then too, to each other. So it was easier to get everybody together. And then everyone grew up and moved apart, and several of our older family members have passed on. And so, I don't know. Now it's just like my little nuclear family for the most part, and then my dad, who I'm very grateful for. And My husband, Matt, has family close, but they don't often get together with us, so we'll see them on holidays mostly. And I'm glad that we have them to see on holidays and everything, but I do wish that they were a bit more interested in like spending time with our family. Like my son Casey doesn't get to see his grandma very often, but he does get to see his cousin fairly often because they're only about 5 months apart and they like a lot of the same things. So they'll often hang out, although that has gotten a lot less now that my nephew Preston has a girlfriend. So he's more busy. I read a lot of novels where there's like these big family dynamics, and I love it. Although I don't know why I love it so much, because I am an introvert and too much interaction with people does drain my battery pretty quickly, especially if it's a lot of people. But I don't know. Part of me still like yearns for that kind of interaction with family. Speaking of family interaction, on Wednesday this week, my daughter Sam asked if we could come down and have dinner with her because we hadn't seen her in a little bit and she was still feeling, a bit upset after what had happened that past weekend, which, if you're curious to know what that was, I do talk about it in my last WIP Chat, and I don't want to talk about it again here because I'll have to give another content warning and stuff. So if you're curious and you missed that, you can go back and watch in my last WIP Chat. But so she was feeling a little sad, and my dad and Casey and I drove down and had dinner with Sam and her boyfriend Adrian, and also my son Fletcher, because he lives down there too. And we went to the Old Spaghetti Factory, which is one of our favorite places to go. I love their food. And I shouldn't have their food too much because I shouldn't have too much pasta. I did get some with red sauce, which the red sauce is like a bit worse for my diabetes. So I only had a couple bites and then I took the rest home for my husband. And then I got the my Zithra cheese and brown butter version also, like the manager's favorite, where you can get 2 different sauces. And that is my actual favorite. So I was excited to get that. And yeah, it was really nice to see them in the middle of the week when we don't usually get to see them. It was a bit of a drive. It's about an hour south of us. So we drove an hour and then we had dinner for a couple hours. And then we drove an hour back home. So it was a late night, but it was totally worth it to be able to see them and everything. I can't find my symbol. There it is. So in other news, I finally finished Red Rising, and it did expire on my Libby app. And then I realized, I felt kind of silly. I realized that I had actually purchased it on Audible during one of their sales that they were having some time ago. So I already had it on Audible and I could have just been listening to it on there the whole time. So I finished it on Audible, which is good. The Libby app, I can't use anymore because my temporary library card that I got by calling in, I just wanted like an electronic library card to use for this Libby app. It's expired now. And apparently you have to go into the actual library and show your identification in order to get the permanent library card. And I just haven't had a chance to do that. So unfortunately, my temporary one is now expired. And every time I get a notification from Libby telling me a book is ready, and I try to go in there and accept it, it tells me it has to verify my library card, and then it won't verify because it's expired. So I have all these great books that I put on hold coming up for me, ready to read, and I can't read them. And it's teasing me. So that's okay. But I did finish Red Rising. By the end, I was kind of over it. I rated it a 3-star on Goodreads. And I'd probably, if they add half stars, I'd probably rate it a 3.5. But I don't know. It felt very, very similar to The Hunger Games to me. And since it's derivative, I felt like it wasn't as good as The Hunger Games. I don't know. It was very dark, which is fine sometimes for me, but like I feel like there's got to be lighthearted parts to make up for the dark parts. There's got to be funny things and like good feelings in order for me to find enjoyment in the story, and there just wasn't enough of that in this book, and that's not going to be the case for everybody. So something that I don't like, you might, but this just wasn't my favorite. It was okay. I might read the second book because I kind of feel like that's where it will start to get more interesting and less like The Hunger Games, I'm guessing. But it's not high on my priority list to read that one, so I don't know when I'll get around to it. But yeah, so that was Red Rising. I don't know if I'm gonna continue one of the other books I had in progress now. Like, I was reading a book by Robin Hobb, the first of the Elderling series, and I have been reading Shadow and Bone on my phone, like Kindle wise, whenever I get a chance to read something like not audibly. But those have kind of stalled for a while, so I need to get back to them. And then of course, The Way of Kings, which I had been doing as a read along with you guys here on my channel, and I keep running into this issue where I work pretty late and then I am kind of too drained to gather my thoughts for the read-along video. And I kind of feel like I've gotten knocked off my groove that I was in for that. And now it feels weird to try and get back into it. And I feel like I've let people down. It kind of sucks a lot, but I don't know if I can get back into that or not. I've been trying, but I haven't been successful. And I don't know how much it's worth worrying about. I think there were definitely people following along with it, but I think a lot of them have probably moved past where I stopped. And so maybe it wouldn't be as useful now for me to continue. So I might just chalk that one up as a loss and stick to the content I know I can provide on a regular basis. Yeah, it just kind of went off the rails when things got busier than I expected, and a lot of stuff happened that was unforeseen. So it made it hard to continue. At the very least, I did get a few more people into the Stormlight Archive. So that was one of my main goals. So thank you if you joined in on the read along. And I'm sorry that I couldn't complete it like I wanted to. But yeah, I still want to obviously keep reading the book because I'm doing a reread before the 5th book comes out in December. I want to reread the whole series, so that's another reason I feel like I need to just move on and get back to reading, because if I don't hurry, I might run out of time to get through all the rest of them before December comes along, because we're moving through the year quite quite quickly, and those are pretty large books, and I like to fit other books in around them too. So, along the same lines of things I'm not doing a great job succeeding at, my temperature cross-stitch conversion has not been worked on at all this month, which I do plan to film a month in review, like WIP update, pretty soon because we're almost at the end of the month. I don't know if I'll have time to work on it before then or not. I have this kind of block when it comes to trying to figure out the temperature ranges that I will need colors for, and then trying to figure out which colors to use for those temperature ranges. Just because I haven't done it before, and my mind is like, nope, don't want to figure this out. You'll probably do it wrong, and it's not even that big of a deal, so I don't know why I'm having such a hard time getting myself to do it. I did go through my leftover drills with the hopes of picking out some colors to use, but I didn't find enough colors that I want to work with, so I think I'm going to have to actually order drills in order to complete that project. So I'm going to have to hurry up and get on that if I do want to get this project done, which I do. So I'm going to have to do that. But yeah, I think it's just me being very mentally overwhelmed with everything that's going on right now, and just kind of once work is done and I'm done hanging out with the family for the day, my brain just wants to go on autopilot and diamond paint, mostly because diamond painting is my most relaxing hobby. Like, it does not require any kind of mental effort from me, and I can listen to music or watch videos or listen to audiobooks while I diamond paint. So it's got my hands busy and it's got my brain busy, and it's perfect for my mental health. So I've just been focusing a lot on that lately, and it's been helping me a lot. I am very excited to be taking part in the readalong that is starting in May. I already started Rose Library You Saw last week, but it doesn't have to be a new start. So it's been a while since I took part in a community event, and I'm just happy to be doing that again for fun because they're so exciting. I love when everybody's like doing a similar themed kit or a kit by the same artist, and we can all do that together. It's like you're diamond painting with friends, but not, in real life, just across the airwaves. Oh, guys, let me know what you think of this angle. I'm trying something different with my camera setup, so let me know if you like this better or not. It's a bit easier for me as far as being able to reach things and diamond paint around my camera. So I do kind of like it. And it seems like it's a bit closer up to what I'm doing, but maybe I'm imagining that. I don't know. So let me know what you think. I'm trying to think of anything else I have to tell you guys, and I can't even remember what I talked about last week and what I didn't, because I was so out of it last week. So I don't want to risk repeating myself. I did something I did tonight though that might interest you is I tracked down all of my diamond painting pens and counted them because I was curious as to how many I had. I don't know if you guys saw Diamonds and Washi's pen stash video that she posted today, but I fell in love with so many of her pens. And then I also just got curious as to how many I had because I'd never actually counted them. And so I got them all out, and it looks like I have 25. And I'm actually, one of those, I'm not sure where it is. I couldn't find it. So I'll show a picture here of the 24 that I did find. And the other one is a C'est Plus Beau, a tour pen like this one is. That's like purple and pink and white. And I've shown it on my channel before, and I just don't know where it is at the moment. So I know I have at least 25, and then I do have one other one on the way. So once I have that one, I'll have 26. And I actually felt pretty good about that number because I'm kind of pen obsessed. I love diamond painting pens, and I was worried it would be higher because I can't seem to help myself when I see a diamond painting pen that I love. I am very trigger happy when it comes to my shopping cart. So I've been pretty good lately not buying new pens, although it isn't for lack of trying in some cases. Like last weekend, Butterfly Effect Wares did a second run of their Spring Blossoms colorway, and I love that one, and I had tried to get it the first time around and wasn't able to snag one. And then this time around, I couldn't help but get on there and try to snag one again, and I missed it that time too. I had the one that I wanted in my cart, and I double-clicked my phone thing to use Apple Pay and buy it, and it just sat there and didn't do anything. And I assume it's because someone bought it before I could. So, foiled again. But it's probably for the best. So I'm not spending money. But I know you guys will feel my pain. I'm also trying something new this week for a content idea I had. So keep your eyes peeled. I think Tuesday is when I'm planning to put out that video, so let me know. I got too many for that line. Let me know when that comes out, what you think of it. I thought it was pretty fun to make, and I'd like to make more depending on how it's received and whether you guys like it or not. So that'll be Tuesday. Oh, also, something really exciting happened today. I need to get some more putty. I need to top off my putty. That's not the exciting thing. The exciting thing that happened today was on my What You Got Wednesday video that I posted this week, where I unboxed the art book by Gretel Lusky. She actually commented on my video, guys, which was like, I was fangirling so hard. I don't know how she even found it. Maybe she just was searching for videos of people unboxing it. I don't know. But yeah, that was really cool. I woke up to that and was like slack-jawed. This putty smells so good. If you guys like, it smells more like Fruit Loops to me than it does like Lucky Charms, but that's one of my favorite smells. So yeah, Gret Lusky commented on my video. So cool. I pinned her comment. I tried to be cool when I was responding to her, but I couldn't help but tell her that I was a big fan, so that probably wasn't staying cool. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Anyway, guys, I don't have much else to talk about this week, I think. I haven't done that much this week other than work and stuff. So I've already told you all the interesting things that happened. Okay, so that said, let's go ahead and do our yay or nay for the week. Guys, this is a first. There were 12 yays and 0 nays this week. So the question was, do you use your subscription tabs for YouTube? And 12 of you said yes. I actually, to answer that for myself, I often don't. I will typically find that most of the ones that I am looking for will show up on my homepage. So I often just go to my homepage and find them there. And then if I don't find the ones that I expected to find, I will go directly to that person's YouTube channel to find the video that I know must have come out. And sometimes YouTube doesn't show it to me. But a lot of times I do find it on the homepage. And you guys have inspired me to use my subscriptions page a lot more because after you guys started telling me that you use that exclusively, I did go and check mine out and I was missing some things. Although I will say I have subscribed to a lot of people on my main channel that no longer make content that I'm super interested in watching. So that's part of the reason I don't use my subscription tabs, is because a lot of what I'll get there is not something that I'm currently interested in. And a lot of times they're still making the same content I subscribed for, but I'm not as into that type of content now as I was when I subscribed. So my home page is a lot more up to date on the kinds of things I'm looking for, I guess. So that's why I typically tend to use it. But I'm the only one, apparently. So let's see what some of you guys said about that. Casey992 said, "Yay, if I don't use the subscriptions, I miss all my favorite people." And Nikki Morris says, "I use the subscriptions tab a lot. I look to see who has the little blue dot next to their name indicating they've recently uploaded new content." I'm going to pause here and just say, huh? I have never heard of that, and now I have to figure out what that means. I did not know this. Did you guys know this? Anyway, back to what she was saying. However, if what I'm looking for is on the homepage, then I just click it from there. Yeah, I do that too. For example, I typically look for your WIP Chat on Sundays or Mondays, so if that's there when I log in, I don't use the subscription tab. Yeah, okay, so that's a little like what I do. And then Aaron Johnson said, "Yay for subscription tab. I don't bother with the home tab. I'll see something recommend that will upset me. For example, I love animal videos, but when I see someone who has a pet panther or something, it gets me all upset. Sticking to the subscriptions is the safer bet for my mental health." Oh no. Yeah, I can understand that. It's easy to find things on YouTube that can grind your gears. And then Diamonds and Sparkles said, "Yay, I use my subscriptions daily and refresh it every few hours, but also the homepage because every now and then YouTube recommends something I'm actually interested in and end up finding a new channel to subscribe." Yeah, and that's another thing I love about the homepage is that I will find a lot of new channels that way. I've gotten recommended to a lot of diamond painting channels that way that I didn't know about, and I love finding new channels to watch. So that's one of my favorite things about the home tab when it gets it right. All right, so the question for this week, yay or nay, do you have a large family like I was talking about earlier in the video? Do you have like huge family get-togethers and your family is really close and you all hang out? Or are you more close-knit and tiny like my family is? So yeah, yay if you have a big family and nay if you don't. Comment below. And I've been thinking about trying out this new outro, guys. So let me know what you think. Okay, ready? Thank you so much for being here, and I will DAC you in the next one. Bye, everyone.